Silver explosion ahead? Gold's record move sparks debate. That is the headline drawing attention within financial discussions. The focus centers on two connected developments, a record move in gold and the question of whether a significant movement in silver may follow. The wording presents a question rather than a conclusion. It highlights uncertainty while confirming that gold has made a record move and that this development has generated debate. Gold's record move stands as the confirmed event within this headline. The term record move indicates that gold has reached or achieved a level not previously recorded. This establishes a measurable milestone. Record movements in major assets often attract heightened scrutiny. In this case, gold's performance has prompted conversation and discussion. That discussion is described as a debate. At the same time, attention turns to silver. The headline frames the possibility of a silver explosion ahead as a question. It does not state that such an event is occurring. It does not confirm that silver is currently experiencing an explosive move. Instead, it asks whether such a development may be forthcoming. The question format is significant. It preserves neutrality while acknowledging that the topic is under consideration. The structure of the headline connects these two elements directly. Gold's record move is presented as the catalyst for debate. That debate appears to include the potential implications for silver. However, the headline does not provide further detail. It does not quantify the record move. It does not define the scale of a possible silver movement. It simply frames the relationship between gold's milestone and the discussion surrounding silver. In financial reporting, clarity begins with confirmed facts. Here, the confirmed fact is that gold has made a record move. That achievement stands independently. It represents a historic development in gold's price action. The headline then introduces the secondary element, the question of a possible silver explosion. The phrasing indicates speculation within the broader discussion, but it does not assert that the event has occurred. The word explosion, as used in the headline, suggests a sharp or significant movement. However, because it appears in the form of a question, it remains hypothetical. The report does not confirm such a move. It asks whether one may be ahead. This distinction is critical. The headline balances a confirmed development in gold with an open-ended question about silver. The phrase sparks debate further defines the current environment. Gold's record move has not gone unnoticed. It has prompted discussion. Debate implies differing viewpoints. It indicates that market observers are considering the implications of gold's milestone. The headline does not describe the positions within that debate. It simply confirms that debate exists. This opening segment therefore establishes three central points. First, gold has achieved a record move. Second, that move has generated debate. Third, within that debate, the possibility of a significant silver movement is being questioned. No additional facts are introduced. No conclusions are drawn. The framing remains measured and neutral. Silver and gold are frequently mentioned together in financial conversations. In this instance, the connection is made explicit through the headline structure. Gold's performance appears to be influencing the discussion surrounding silver, yet the headline refrains from stating cause and effect. It does not claim that silver will move. It only raises the question. The question mark at the beginning of the headline underscores uncertainty. It signals that the situation is under examination rather than resolved. The debate sparked by gold's record move forms the backdrop for that examination. Observers are assessing what this milestone means, and part of that assessment involves silver. Importantly, the headline does not provide timelines, figures, or projections. It does not state how large gold's record move was. It does not define the magnitude of a potential silver move. The information remains concise. Gold has made a record move. That move has sparked debate. Within that debate, the possibility of a silver explosion is being considered. From a broadcast perspective, this development represents a notable moment in precious metals coverage. Record movements in gold carry weight. They often prompt renewed attention across markets. In this case, that attention extends to silver. However, the only confirmed development is gold's record move and the existence of debate. As this report moves forward, the focus will remain strictly on the elements presented within the headline. The record move in gold will be examined in context. The nature of the debate will be outlined, and the question regarding silver will be addressed without assumption or expansion beyond what has been stated. In the next part of this report, we will take a closer look at the first half of the detailed breakdown, continuing to explore gold's record move and the debate it has sparked while maintaining a clear and factual approach to the question surrounding silver. Gold's record move remains the central confirmed development in this report. The headline makes clear that gold has achieved a record movement and that this milestone has sparked debate. In this first half of the detailed breakdown, the focus remains strictly on those elements: the record move in gold and the discussion it has generated, along with the question raised about silver. A record move signifies that gold has reached a level not previously recorded. This establishes a measurable and historic benchmark. When an asset reaches a record position, it marks a point that exceeds prior performance. Such developments typically draw attention across financial discussions. In this case, the headline confirms that gold's performance has reached that threshold. The fact of the record move stands independently. It does not require interpretation within the headline. It simply confirms that gold has achieved a historic shift. The magnitude, duration, and underlying drivers of that move are not detailed in the title. The focus remains on the record nature of the movement itself. Alongside this confirmed milestone is the statement that the move has sparked debate. Debate implies discussion and differing perspectives. It indicates that observers are evaluating the implications of gold's record performance. The headline does not describe the arguments within that debate. It does not specify positions or outcomes. It simply confirms that the record move has triggered conversation. Within that broader discussion appears the question regarding silver. The phrase "silver explosion ahead" is presented as a question. It does not assert that silver is currently experiencing an explosive move. It does not confirm that such a development is imminent. Instead, it indicates that the possibility is being considered as part of the ongoing debate. The relationship between gold and silver is presented through sequence rather than explanation. Gold's record move is stated first. The debate follows. Within that debate, the possibility of a significant movement in silver is raised. The headline does not explicitly state that gold's record move will cause a silver move. It does not define a direct link. It simply frames the discussion in that order. The term explosion, placed in the form of a question, suggests the idea of a sharp or notable movement. However, because it is not presented as a statement, it remains hypothetical. The headline preserves neutrality by asking rather than declaring. This approach ensures that no conclusion is drawn regarding silver's direction. As we examine the first half of this breakdown, it is important to maintain that distinction. Gold's record move is confirmed. The debate is confirmed. The silver movement is questioned, not declared. The wording reflects a measured approach to reporting developments in precious metals. Record movements often serve as inflection points in financial narratives. They can prompt reassessment and renewed focus. In this case, the reassessment appears to involve not only gold, but also silver. Yet the headline does not expand beyond that connection. It does not present supporting data or historical comparisons. It remains concise. The debate sparked by gold's record move suggests that the market reaction has been significant enough to generate discussion. However, the headline does not characterize the tone of that debate. It does not describe it as optimistic or cautious. It simply confirms that discussion has been sparked. Silver's mention in the headline reflects attention shifting beyond gold alone. However, the form of the question indicates uncertainty. It leaves open the possibility of a notable movement while refraining from confirmation. This balanced structure preserves the factual integrity of the report. The first half of this detailed breakdown therefore reinforces three core elements. Gold has made a record move. That move has sparked debate. Within that debate, a question has been raised about whether a significant silver movement may be ahead. No additional assumptions are introduced. No projections are made. The narrative remains anchored to the wording of the headline. In financial reporting, precision in language is essential. The headline uses specific phrasing to distinguish fact from speculation. The record move is fact. The debate is fact. The silver explosion is posed as a question. Each element carries its own weight within the structure of the report. As we continue, the focus will remain consistent. The record move in gold provides the foundation. The debate forms the immediate response. The question about silver represents the forward-looking element under consideration. In the next segment, we will proceed to the second half of the detailed breakdown, continuing to examine these elements within the strict boundaries of the stated headline. Gold's record move continues to define the core of this report. The headline confirms that gold has achieved a record level of movement and that this development has sparked debate. It also raises a question regarding silver, asking whether a significant movement may lie ahead. In this second half of the detailed breakdown, the focus remains firmly on those three elements, without adding interpretation or extending beyond the stated wording. A record move in gold represents a historic event. It establishes a new reference point. By definition, a record indicates that the current movement surpasses all previous levels. This milestone stands as the factual anchor of the headline. There is no ambiguity in that statement. Gold has made a record move. The impact of that milestone is reflected in the phrase "sparks debate." Debate suggests that the record move has prompted discussion among observers. It indicates that the development has not gone unnoticed. Instead, it has generated varying viewpoints or conversations. The headline does not describe the content of those viewpoints. It does not indicate agreement or disagreement. It simply confirms that debate has been sparked. Within this environment of discussion, attention turns to silver. The question posed in the headline, "Silver explosion ahead?" remains open-ended. It introduces the possibility of a significant movement in silver, but does not confirm that such a move is occurring. The question format preserves neutrality. It acknowledges speculation or anticipation within the debate without presenting it as fact. The structure of the headline places gold's record move first, establishing it as the primary event. The debate follows as a reaction to that event. Finally, the question regarding silver appears as part of the broader conversation. This sequence suggests a linkage in discussion, but it does not explicitly define cause or effect. It does not state that gold's record move guarantees or triggers a silver movement. It only indicates that the topic is being raised. The word explosion conveys the idea of a sharp or pronounced movement. However, because it is framed as a question, it remains hypothetical. The headline does not quantify the potential move. It does not assign timing. It does not describe magnitude. It simply captures the notion that the possibility is under consideration. This distinction is essential in maintaining clarity. The confirmed event is gold's record move. The confirmed reaction is debate. The potential development in silver remains unconfirmed and is presented as a question. The headline carefully separates these elements. From a reporting standpoint, the balanced phrasing ensures that no definitive conclusion is implied. It avoids stating that silver will experience an explosive move. It avoids stating that such a move is imminent. Instead, it reflects that the topic has entered the discussion following gold's record performance. The second half of this breakdown reinforces that the story revolves around a milestone and its ripple effect in conversation. Gold's record move serves as the catalyst for attention. The debate represents the response. The question about silver reflects one dimension of that response. There are no additional data points introduced. There are no projections included. The headline remains concise and structured. It confirms one historic development and presents two related elements, discussion and inquiry. As financial markets respond to record movements, it is common for related assets to enter the conversation. In this case, silver is mentioned in direct connection to gold's record move. Yet the headline maintains a careful boundary. It does not claim that silver has moved. It only raises the possibility. In summary of this segment, the narrative remains consistent. Gold has achieved a record move. That achievement has sparked debate. Within that debate, the question of a possible silver explosion has emerged. No outcome is declared. No forecast is provided. The focus remains on the relationship between the confirmed milestone and the ongoing discussion. Gold's record move stands as the central development in this report. The headline confirms that gold has reached a new milestone, achieving a level of movement not previously recorded. This historic performance has drawn significant attention and has become the focal point of discussion within financial circles. The confirmed fact is clear. Gold has made a record move. That achievement alone defines the foundation of this story. Record movements represent measurable benchmarks. They establish new reference points and naturally prompt closer examination. In this case, the milestone has led directly to debate. The phrase sparks debate reflects the reaction to gold's performance. It indicates that differing perspectives or discussions have emerged following the record move. The headline does not detail those perspectives. It does not describe conclusions or outcomes. It simply confirms that conversation has been triggered by this development. Alongside that debate appears a central question: silver explosion ahead? This question introduces the possibility of a significant movement in silver. However, it is presented strictly as a question. It does not assert that silver is currently experiencing such a move. It does not confirm that one is imminent. It reflects that the idea is being considered within the broader discussion sparked by gold's record performance. Taken together, the elements of the headline remain balanced and precise. Gold has achieved a record move. That move has generated debate. Within that debate, attention has turned to silver, with the possibility of a notable development raised but not confirmed. At this stage, no conclusion is presented. The milestone in gold is established, the debate is acknowledged. The question regarding silver remains open. That is the full scope of the report.